I used to absolutely hate cold calling with a passion. Whenever I had to start cold calling people, I would absolutely despise that moment of the day. And I was consequently also not very good at it until I came across one opening line that made me absolutely fall in love with the process of cold calling my prospects. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Pago Academy YouTube channel. Welcome to another video. Today I would like to talk to you about cold calling, something that I very much did not enjoy in the past, but I do quite enjoy right now, and I do get some serious results from it whenever I am still prospecting. I want to explain in this video how that shift came about and what that one element was that kind of made me start really enjoying that process. Now, cold calling, whatever way you look at it, whether you like it or not, is a essential skill in any salesperson's toolbox. When you're looking at an outreach mix of different channels, digital ones like email, LinkedIn, offline channels like snail mail, classic mail, even actual regular visits, the cold calling channel and tool is going to remain a very important one. And if you don't take the time to master that one, if you don't kind of force yourself to get comfortable with it, if you don't kind of take the time to get good at it, you're always going to be missing a key element in your outreach kind of approach. You'll never really be able to reach everybody that you should be reaching. You simply will be leaving results and money on the table. Because let's face it, you are simply not going to be able to reach certain people with the other channels at your disposal. Some of them will have to be called. In fact, in some industries, it will be apparent that the cold calling approach will need to be your first priority, because that is going to be the most effective one. In the earlier days of my career, I used to really cringe at the notion of having to pick up the phone and start calling people that were essentially not waiting for my phone call. They were probably doing better things than listening to a salesperson, and I was super self-conscious about that fact, which made me super hesitant. And then when I did actually end up speaking to people, I was super nervous, and that self-consciousness really kind of shone through. And of course, that led to very suboptimal kind of results. And also it kind of led me to really start actively avoiding the cold calling tactic and just kind of relying on other things. But again, in line with my point earlier in this video, I was always constantly leaving things on the table, so I had to finally come full circle and come back to it. And it wasn't until I came across an opening line in a YouTube video by a sales YouTuber called Thomas Gonnet, or Gonnet. I'll link his channel here as well. Very interesting stuff that he has. I came across one of the things that he said, and I heard that line, and it probably was on one of his live calls that he recorded on YouTube, and it just kind of clicked with me. I was like, that's it. That's a line that I can get behind, because I had seen sales scripts. I had reviewed cold call scripts. I had kind of logic, like almost like in my head, and logically it made sense. I was like, yeah, I can understand why that would work. But to me, a lot of that felt very gimmicky. It wasn't me. It wasn't something that I would say. It wasn't something that was in line with my personality. And then that's also why it just didn't work. I wasn't able to deliver that, because whenever I was delivering one of those lines, again, I felt super self-conscious, because I knew that that wasn't me, and I was just afraid that I was going to get caught out. And as I was stumbling through my words, I did get caught out, because people could sense that. Now, this line that Thomas used in one of his videos, like, it just immediately clicked with me, and I was like, that's the one. That's actually in line with how I perceive the sales profession. It's in line with my personality. All right, so here's the opener that changed everything for me. Here's the opener that I absolutely love and still use very often to this day. In the case of this quick example, let's assume the prospect, his name is John, and this is how I would open the call. Hi John, this is Dave calling with Pago Consulting. John, I'm going to be dead honest with you. This is a cold call, so if I'm calling at a bad time, I totally understand. I'll just give you another bell another day. But if you would happen to have 27 seconds for me, I'd love to explain why I decided to give you a call today. Now, why do I love that call? Again, because it attacks the fact that I'm intruding their day head on. I immediately address it. I acknowledge the fact that, yes, I am barging in. Yes, this is a cold call. It's out in the open. I'm not pretending that it's anything else. You know it, I know it, and let's just be honest about it. That is in line with my personality, right? It is what makes me comfortable, and it is what made me start enjoying these types of calls. So that opener works for me, and now it works on two levels. One, the level that I just explained, it's something that enables me to make a lot of calls. It's something that enables me to enjoy the process, so it works on that front. It's in line with my personality. But two, it's also an opener that actually works because, and the data shows this to me. Now it works for me, right? I'm going to assume that for many other people it will also work, so give it a shot. But it works because typically people have little other option but to hear you out. Because if they tell you it's not a good time, you're essentially telling them that you're going to call them back at another time, right? So they're just essentially postponing the nuisance, if you want. And then you're telling them, look, if you do have the time, I'll just quickly explain, and it'll take 27 seconds. Why 27 seconds? That's something that I picked up again in another YouTube video by a guy called Matt McNamara. Again, also I'll link his channel below. He has some good stuff as well. Check it out. It's just like a little bit of a spike in interest. 27 seconds. It's not a flat number. It's not 20. It's not 30. It's 27. Does it really mean a lot? Does it really change a lot? I don't know. It's just something quirky, which I found, quite nice to use. But in any case, typically what, like I say 7 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, don't quote me on this, I don't know the data by heart, but people will end up saying something along the lines of, well, yeah, what is this about? Which is essentially then your green light to at least go into the very high level pitch that you should have prepared in your script anyway, right? Now, yes, of course, you are going to have people that are just going to be annoyed with your call. That's part of the game. That's something that you're just going to have to get over. That's something that I have had to get over. But with this type of an opener, you massively reduce kind of almost encountering those not encountering those types of people, but you reduce the amount of responses in that vein of that type. I found that people typically appreciate the fact that, I'm upfront and open about the fact that it's a cold call. And then I tell them, look, it's going to be very short, 27 seconds. If you have a little bit of time, I'd love to explain why I decided to give you a call today. And then sometimes you'll have people who are just super nice and they'll just tell you, yeah, go ahead, tell me what this is all about. But more often than not, you'll just have people who'll say like, what is this about exactly? And then you get to deliver your pitch. And if you do a good job, then you've essentially opened the conversation. I'm gonna leave you with that. Give it a shot. If you resonate with this type of an opener, try it. It works for me. Chances are that if it resonates with you while you're hearing this, it might work for you. As with everything on this channel, this is the stuff that I draw from my own experience. For 7 years, I've been running an agency called Pago Consulting, where we help young bootstrap companies improve their B2B sales performance. So the stuff that we do for them that works, we single it out, and that's the stuff that I talk about here on the channel. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. If you like any of them, consider subscribing. If you like this one, give it a like. It would be massively appreciated. I'm going to leave you on that one for today. Thanks very much for watching. Stay productive, have a good rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.